Welcome to Ear Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link. This week at the round table of dim lighting, we got to address some voicemails. I mean, you know, we put our number out there, 1-888-EARPOD1. And of course, we put your voicemails at the end of episodes, but we just thought it was necessary to start addressing some of these directly. So we're going to be doing that today.
We're also going to be talking a little bit about the cereal that we've developed. And
what is that like? We'll tell you.
Like the actual development process. It's actually more interesting than you might first think when you think about cereal development.
And if it's not,
you're going to take a class in cereal development,
you can call us and let us know that it wasn't interesting.
If you take a class in cereal development, you might be like, oh yeah, I've got cereal development at 9 a.m. on Mondays. Well, we're going to be the most interesting cereal development professors you've ever had.
Okay, let's hear a voicemail.
Rhett, oh my gosh, you talking about mixing oatmeal and yogurt. You say it needs to be a thing. It is already a thing. It's called Swedish oatmeal. Yeah. You just take the oats and mix them directly in the yogurt. Add whatever kind of fruits, nuts, seeds that you want to it. Put it in the fridge. Let it sit overnight. And then the oats soak up all that yogurt. And you get all the good benefits from it, especially when you add stuff like chia seeds and pumpkin seeds and stuff like that as well. So just a recommendation for you guys. Try that out. You will love it.
Okay. I'm not Swedish. I'm often mistaken for being Swedish. I'm not. Just because I'm tall and have hints of blonde doesn't mean I'm Swedish. 2, thank you for that. Well, as we discovered on the show, people had already not only discovered that you could do it, but now I guess it was already a thing, and that's technically not what I did. It actually it sounds better than what I did.
She's describing.
I put a dollop of yogurt into oatmeal.
Yeah, she's describing overnight
Yoatmeal.
Yoatgurt.
Yeah.
Overnight oats with a yogurt. Have you done it more though? Does anybody call it Yoatmeal?
I only do it at airports.
Can't you give the guy, just give him a little discover?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think this has sent me into a bit, not a full existential crisis, but you know, when I thought that I had invented something, I was super happy. Now, I suspected...
You were strutting around saying, Yoatmeal.
Now, when I was in the airport and I put some yogurt into my oatmeal, I thought, well, I can't be the first guy to do this. I mean, it's probably happened at least on accident a million times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you got yogurt and you got oatmeal, they're going to mix. But when I thought that I had come up with something novel that I'd never heard of, I felt happy. And then when I discovered that a lot of people had already discovered it, you know... I felt like, I'm not going to use a Columbus analogy here because that would be insensitive and wrong. Because we're just talking about food here. We're not talking about like exploiting an entire culture or anything like that.
I hope not.
But I realized I did not discover America and I did not discover Yoatmeal. And I am intrigued by this. Maybe, but it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like quite a process. I'm just talking about being in an airport buffet, essentially, and grabbing.
It's different. You discovered something different, man.
Yeah, I think you could probably also be done at hotels.
Yeah, a kind of little continental breakfast.
I'm honestly not planning on doing it at home. I don't know why.
You're too good for it?
No.
It's not good enough for you?
No.
It was invented by someone else?
You of all people should know. That
You're Columbus?
You of all people should know.
You're exploiting people?
I'm trying to treat myself in a certain environment.
Oh.
This is first of all, a very Link thing to do.
Yes, my pupil.
I'm not going to do this in this environment. I'm going to do it in this environment.
So I look forward to that. Like you can look forward to traveling.
Right, it's like, oh, did you enjoy your trip? Yes, I started it with some Yoatmeal, and it was all downhill from there.
I can't wait to go on another Yoatmeal adventure.
Right.
What is that? Oh, that's just when I travel.
That's when I air travel.
But I eat some Yoatmeal.
Or if I stop at a motel.
I've never heard the term, and no one's saying, oh, yeah, the term Yoatmeal is everywhere and all
That's the part
about.
that's really missing in all this is that
the marketing.
we came up with the name.
The marketing. And that's what we didn't invent cereal, but we invented our cereal.
Mishmash.
There you go.
Mishmash.
Could be said either way. I still have not had any of your Yoatmeal, but
Well, it's not really mine. I mean, I'm not responsible for the making of the oatmeal or the yogurt in the scenario where I had it.
but that is what I was referring to when we were talking about the Yoatmeal. We're like, we got something that we're developing. It was the cereal. I remember now that's what I was.
Oh, you teased that at that point.
I think I was teasing it at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's play another voicemail.
Hi, Rhett Link. I'm going to stay anonymous for this one, but I've been with my boyfriend 5 years in December, and I just want to let you guys know that early on in our relationship, I disclosed to him that, I love Rhett and Link, so we watched a lot of you guys, and you guys would be in the background while we would have sex. So,
Whoa.
yeah, do with that what you will.
Come again?
Have a nice day.
I mean, literally.
We would be in the background when you had sex.
Okay. Well,
Stink make them horny.
yeah. Well, there's not a lot of stink coming off of GMM.
Well,
It's a
the show
computer screen.
stinks to some people.
How do we
background.
process this?
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I'm looking for more details. Especially
we were in
since
the background. Don't you remember?
Especially since you remained anonymous. Did we enhance?
I feel like we were like, when she says, you guys were in the background, it's like we were like voyeurs.
Okay.
We were like watching.
Hey,
We're like peeking over the edge of the mattress.
Don't say we. Don't say. When you talk about being
Well, it was
in
me
the
and
corner
you.
while someone else is having sex and peeking at them, that's your thing. You said that.
Well, no, it's not my thing. I never said it was my thing. It's not my thing.
You brought it up.
What are you saying? Somebody, well, you know what? You're Christopher Columbus.
You brought it up. What I'm saying is that
It's not
my
my thing.
understanding is that we were just doing our show. They made the decision to turn it on while they were copulating.
Yes.
I wasn't peeking at anything.
Hold on.
I didn't even know it was happening.
So the story in your
It
mind.
sounds like you want to be in the room while a couple is having sex. Jerry
I'm-
Jerry Falwell Jr. Much. Liberty you. Shout out to Liberty you.
What? Hey, listen. No to that. I'm just saying that
You and your Miami pool boy.
we were on in the background. It was like is that like we're standing in the background, lurking,
No,
you know?
that's what you want it to be.
It's,
I mean, I'm not getting on that train with you. When she says that she puts us on a screen and has sex to us, the first
she
thing I
didn't
think
say that
the
either.
first thing I think is not what I'm
She
doing.
said we were on in the background, not they started having sex, and then there's, you know what? Let's pause a second. Let's put on GMM. I don't think that's the order it happened.
The thing that I was wondering about was not whether or not we were there peeking at them, is whether or not they're looking at us while they're having sex.
Of course they are.
But we're in the background. I want to know if this couple is making eye contact with either of us.
Sometimes the background becomes the foreground.
While they're having sex. Because sometimes if I make eye contact with my dog during sex, I'll just go limp like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like my dogs to be they're in the room sometimes, but we put them in their crate.
They're in the background.
But we put them in the crate. Don't keep them in the bed.
Are they
Put them in the
talking?
crate.
Are they eating food? Are they making dumb jokes?
Well, but just sometimes you'll just look over and like Sean will have his little snout like through one of the holes in the crate, just kind of like looking like, I'm sad, let me back into bed. And it's just like I see that and I'm a sex machine. And then all of a sudden I'm looking at my dog. It's like, that's the only thing I can think about is the fact that this person is copulating and then hearing us talk about, like, first of all, hearing our chewing, which 90% of the show is just smacking noises at this point. Is that sexy? I don't think so.
Yes, I do.
Actually, the more I think about it, if you heard us chewing and you didn't know what it was while you were having sex, it might sound sexy.
Stop it. Now, first of all, my dogs know to look away.
You've trained them. That's the one thing you've gotten your dogs to do, is to look away while you have sex.
No, they just know to look away, man. They know to look away.
I don't think Sean can see.
They bury their noses. They know. They know when something hanky and panky in this.
Barbara doesn't look.
Yeah, Barbara's smart.
Sean's not smart. He's just like, when am I gonna get out of here? What are y'all doing? This isn't fun anymore.
You know what?
Well, we're honored. You were gonna say that. That's why I said it.
We are honored to be a part of the festivities in a passive, non-lurking, non-peeking way.
Yeah, non-Columbus.
If we're what it takes to get you there as a couple, we're happy to be of service.
I would just say, don't become dependent on us. You know, some people can do things in their environment where they begin to need those things in their environment in order to complete the act. And I would just say, we have no plans to stop the show at any time in the near future. And I guess you could always watch reruns if we did. But you know what? If the power goes out, your phone's dead, you don't have internet.
Right, you still need to be able to
You need to be able to have sex without us being present. That's all I'm saying. That's just so maybe every once in a while do it without us.
Now the other part of this is that we become a horny trigger for this couple.
Pavlovian, you might say.
So
speaking of dogs,
you come home from some errands, and GMM is on. Oh, okay.
Right. Every day we're on.
Or it's like maybe what if you stumbled upon us in public? I mean, what's that going to be like? That's going to be weird for you. That's going to be weird for us.
And you will not ask. I, for one, will not peek at you. Link can speak for himself.
Yes, I can. I won't either.
Okay, good.
Gracious. See these the things you guys tell us. Like, bring it on. Bring it on. Keep calling us. I enjoy learning stuff that I didn't know that now is going to impact my performance on my show.
I'm not going to be thinking about it.
I'm only going to be thinking about,
I can't think about it.
Is anybody sorting the mail, doing the dirty, getting the hanky and the panky?
I'll freeze up. I'll freeze up if I start thinking about that. If I start thinking about people having sex while I'm doing my job, I won't be able to do my job. In fact, I'm going to have a difficult time next episode.
It's okay. I think I'll be better because of it.
Okay. All right. Well, it all balances out.
Yeah.
Ear Biscuits is supported by Indeed.
Hiring can be a challenge, but a little challenge can be a good thing. You need a hiring partner that can help you rise to that challenge. You need Indeed.
Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all.
With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US.
Indeed is great because they do the hard work for you. Hiring can be done all in one place. Candidates you invite to apply are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in a search, according to US Indeed data.
Join the more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast.
Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/ears. Offer good for a limited time.
Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/ears. That's ear with an S. Just go to Indeed.com/ears and support the show by saying you heard it on this podcast.
Indeed.com/ears. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Ear Biscuits is supported by Rosetta Stone.
Now back when I was learning a language, I was a child. It was just a wee little me self learning French.
You didn't learn it too well.
In high school. And now as an adult, I would not want to go back into that type of environment because I don't think I would be allowed to learn a language.
Right.
But I bet you there's a better way.
Yes. Here comes Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program that truly immerses you in the language you want to learn.
They've used trusted experts for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered, like Spanish, French, German, Korean, Japanese, Arabic, and Polish, just to name a few.
And it's built for fast language acquisition by immersing you in many ways. There are no English translations, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language.
Not to mention the built-in true accent feature that gives you feedback on your pronunciation. It's like having a personal trainer for your accent.
Rosetta Stone is super convenient, having desktop and app options with audio companion and ability to download lessons offline.
And it's an amazing value. A lifetime membership has all 25 languages for any and all trips or language needs in your life. It's a $299 program, but when you use our code, you can get it for just $179.
Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, you can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 40% off.
That's $179 for unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 40% off at rosettastone.com/ear today.
We're gonna talk about our cereal, and it's also the thing that we're going to show to you right now so you can know where you can go and get a little taste of it if you want. Now, I'll just say it now so we don't forget, eatmishmash.com, that's the website where you can, this is basically DTC, direct to consumer, right?
You're the consumer.
Maybe at some point,
It's
if
the
this goes
sexiest
very well,
cereal
this will end up on shelves
you'll
somewhere.
ever eat.
But, I mean, we can only hope for that. But really, we just want it to end up in your bowls so you can enjoy it. We got two flavors, sweet mac and mellow, which is not cheese flavored.
It looks
just looks
a box of mac and cheese.
like it's.
which
We
is
thought that was
fine.
cool. We thought that was cool. You know, we're a little bit weird.
The first pasta
People have sex to our
cereal ever.
show. As far as we know, it is the first
far as we
pasta shaped cereal. It just tastes like good sweet cereal with some sweet marshmallows. It's lovely.
But why make one when you can come out of the gate with two
Right.
strong and complementary yet distinct cereal flavors? Peanut butter and honey sandwich. We call it mishmash because mishmash is like, it's a fun and unexpected mixture. This is something that we do when it comes to mythical foods a lot on the show, a lot of unexpected combinations. We're curious. And so putting mac and cheese in a cereal is quite a mishmash. Peanut butter and honey is a tried and true mishmash from our childhood.
But we had never had a cereal that combined those two flavors.
Right.
And in our research, it had not been done. Maybe we didn't research enough, but it's not being done right now except by us.
Right. We invented these just like we invented Yoatmeal.
Well, no, this is more
What we're saying.
significant because
People are gonna be
Yoatmeal.
calling, but there's already a mishmash cereal, and even voicemails.
Well, I have
We're
sex to
screwed.
your cereal.
We're screwed.
I have sex with your cereal. We don't
Great.
we don't need to hear about that. We don't need to hear about that.
As long as you
Although
buy it.
the box does double as a game. Not just cool stuff on the back. Well, the back is actually an illustration of what you could do when you have the box and you unfold it. Both of these turn into two different games that you can play with the cereal. But let's talk a little, again, eatmishmash.com, but let's talk about some of the unexpected things that you run into when you're developing a cereal. Welcome to Cereal Development 101.
101.
It's 9 a.m. Sir, you're already sleeping. Not cool. We're two professors.
I was going to talk, but
We do not have an overhead projector or a lesson plan, so we may talk over each other fairly regularly.
I can't figure out how to get this smart board to work. Smart board.
As Link said, as Professor Neal said, a lot of people who are in our position, make YouTube videos and get the opportunity to do other cool stuff like make products. They tend to have companies approach them and then they say things like, hey, we've got a cereal that we've already developed
Slap
and we would
your
love
name
you to
on it.
call it Rhett Link cereal or Mythical cereal or whatever. And you know us well enough to know that that's not how we do things around here at Mythical.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Oh, you okay?
Jamie, are you gonna
Jamie,
make it?
Really,
Are you gonna make it,
you are
Jamie?
hurting.
Do you
Let it
need
out.
Just let it
Let
out.
it
Just hack it out.
Do you need some cereal?
There you go.
Because we can just
boy, that is crunchy.
we can just throw some macaroni cereal.
Sounds like
directly into
granola's coming out of your lungs right now. Oh my God.
Did you have some water go down the wrong pipe?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
What happened?
I don't know. To be completely honest, I feel like
doubled over.
Yeah, like something just the spirit of the cereal joined my body before I was ready.
Well,
wow. You're still crying.
If you needed to,
you're crying.
If you need to take a break. Just let
you're clearly dying. But we got a show to do. So can you wait to die? When this is over?
Yeah, hold on. Let me postpone. Okay. I think
you might need to just rattle the lungs. Get the COVID all out here on everybody.
I did take multiple COVID tests. It's not COVID.
Okay.
I do have a little smidge of bronchitis.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're actually sick.
Don't be embarrassed. Be proud.
Not contagious. I have a doctor's note in my car.
You are now the object of all of our ridicule. This is our way of caring for you, Jamie.
I love it. Keep it coming. No, just get back to cereal, maybe.
Pardon the interruption.
Good gosh. It was like, it sounded sharp when it came up.
Well, let's move away from the coughing back to the cereal. I don't want people to make too much of a connection between those two things. Don't call it crunchy, cough crunchy.
If you hack up our cereal, it tastes just as good the second time.
So as I was saying, class, you could just put your name on a cereal. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to develop a cereal from the ground up.
Because that's more fun.
Yeah.
We thought, well, it was fun.
And we wanted to innovate.
It's inventive.
We were kind of like, if we're going to do something like this, which it makes sense in one sense for us to make a cereal. We have a morning show going on 12 years. You know, a lot of people enjoy their breakfast while they watch Good Mythical Morning, so it makes sense to
proceed with caution
cereal.
on that front.
Link's a huge cereal guy. He eats cereal at all times of the day.
I highly recommend
mostly
it.
at night. At this point, though,
Mostly,
in my observation,
it's mostly at night.
Usually, it's your last meal.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I had some last night.
So
right before I went to bed.
So the general idea was develop something that looked like something we would have enjoyed as kids, but is something that we can enjoy now. And also, I mean, kids are going to like it too, but we developed it for ourselves and our taste buds.
And we tasted a lot of cereal. I mean, as it was being developed, it would always show up in these containers. Now we actually poured out of this container now. I mean, this is not the most appetizing of containers. No. So it's like we're pouring little bits into bowls and like we're sitting in a conference room like tasting cereal.
Well, sometimes it would show up in bags.
I'm like, first of all, I was like, I've made it. I am professionally tasting cereal.
Jamie's gonna take a break.
You're just gonna leave.
It's fine. We're good. We're good. Everything's rolling. It's all automatic.
She's got to really let it out.
Let's see if we can hear her.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Hacking up along.
She'll be fine.
We tasted so many different types of pasta cereals that were custom made just for us.
Well, the thing is that
big pastas,
when we had the idea to do the macaroni shaped cereal, we didn't know anything about this. They were like, well, first of all, the company that we were working with wasn't expecting us to go so hard and be like, we're going to request a whole new shape of cereal. And they were like, well, they have to make the machine, like the extruder,
right,
that then makes the cereal, because you're going to make this stuff en masse.
Right.
So,
and that's where it gets pricey when you're having to create tooling.
And there was like questions, do you really want to do this? And we were like, well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, pasta.
So there was
that's cereal.
So you'll see when you get one of these macaroni shaped.
Dump it out.
But it actually,
this is not it.
This is not.
These are the ones that look like dicks.
Yeah. It's funny. Again, the ones that are coming to you are a little bit different than this, because this is actually just a tasting batch that we had, because there's so many things. Like, these are the ones that came out, and then the extruder would have a little bit of bulge on the end, and so they kind of look like a phallus.
Well, with a little ball sack on the end.
They taste good.
Sure, taste good.
But the thing I was getting at is that these things are hollow. because we could have done them not hollow, but we wanted to do them hollow because macaroni is hollow. So you can literally take these and slurp up milk or spit out milk.
Do we even have, we actually
If
don't
you
even
wanna
have,
do that.
there's none of the marshmallows in this either because not only do we taste all types of pastas, we tasted all types of marshmallows. Big ones, little ones, fluffy ones, crunchy ones.
And
all
interestingly,
types.
so the place where the cereal was made, and a lot of these facilities are like this, was a kosher facility, right? And marshmallows are not kosher. But something called marbit, which I'm not 100% sure that we ended up using exactly marbit, but so when you eat Lucky Charms, a marshmallow in Lucky Charms, like a cereal marshmallow, is not a regular marshmallow. Because if you put a regular marshmallow in milk, which we tried
Yeah, who
to
knew?
see what would happen, you do that and see what happens. It's like already a little bit mushy, but what you want is you want the crunch of that little marshmallow. Those marshmallows in like Lucky Charms, it's so satisfying.
That then
it's a totally
starts
different thing.
To soak up a little bit of milk.
And that doesn't
Just a
have to
little.
have the gelatin in it that makes it non-kosher. So, I don't know, I feel like we learned a whole lot, but we tasted like 4 different types of marshmallows, landed on the size, the texture, the shape.
I do feel like I was living my dream, you know? As much as I love being a cereal consumer, being a cereal developer was, I don't know, this is like a milestone moment for me, especially because the peanut butter and honey sandwich was like very dear to my heart. So when we started developing what that would look and feel like, there was the cinnamon toast crunch comparison in terms of, okay, well, they use toast pieces, or at least it's
That's what it looks
it's supposed to look like toast. And ours looks like a sandwich in a different way. But there was one iteration.
The first iteration.
Where it was literally peanut butter and honey
On bread.
that was then chopped up, dehydrated. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like a crouton almost. And we were like, this is
Well, it
interesting.
tasted incredible.
Yes.
But as soon as you put milk on it, it turned to what bread
Yeah.
turns into in milk.
It's like when I would go
Had
down
no crunch to it.
to feed the ducks little pieces of bread, and like if they didn't eat bread real quick, then all of a sudden it was like a mushy mess.
And so then the quest became to make a piece of cereal that actually, was a piece of cereal that had a consistency that would remain crunchy in milk,
Right.
that tasted like that dehydrated peanut butter and honey sandwich. There's a big difference in consistency between these two. They're so distinct.
What do you mean consistency?
Well, the peanut butter and honey that thing will stay really, really crunchy even we did the crunch test
Yeah.
and we determined which cereals get soggy. And it wasn't that the better cereals stayed crunchy the longest. I mean, in fact, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is our #1 best tasting cereal when we did our full cereal tournament,
Right.
had a very, very low score in its lasting because it got soggy so quick.
Yep.
So we wanted to have a little bit of a spectrum. This one, the peanut butter and honey, stays a little bit crunchier. The consistency of the Sweet Mac and Mellow it doesn't stay crunchy as long as that, but I kind of feel like it creates a little bit of spectrum. I go back and forth between which one is my favorite consistency-wise.
Yeah, that's a good sign. So try them both out. EatMishMash.com. We're very proud of what we've created here, and we want to know what you think.
Oh, and just so you know this, class, the Mythical Kitchen sporked multiple Mythical employees were also a part of the team, in case you think that one or both of us have weird tastes. Josh and the team, it was funny because the way that Josh and Nicole, when they tasted the cereal, like the things that they say about it are like culinarily informed.
Right.
Where we're kind of just going completely on instinct.
That's why we got a good team. We're covering our bases.
And it like we covered a lot of bases and we reduced certain ingredients based on feedback, and I don't know. We think you're gonna love it. You're gonna love one or the other, just like us.
All right. There's this thing on Twitter that's happening that I don't know about. I was just told that we should talk about the yellow pillow debate.
Well, because we have a little bit of a dog in this fight, or at least we have a history with this. So yeah, this is the.
I've seen the picture.
There was a Twitter excretion, and there was a TikTok video.
Did you say excretion?
Because it's called X now. That's what a tweet's called now. Is an excretion.
Oh, didn't know that either.
Well, it's not true.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I was almost about to know that.
Yeah. And it's not my joke. I heard it somewhere and thought it was funny.
Oh,
I don't remember who said it.
Wow. Don't think it was worth repeating. But
yeah, but to me, it helps. It's my way of commenting on the state of Twitter. Yeah. When I call it an excretion, I don't have to go into the details of why I think Twitter is an absolute shit show now because of one particular person who now owns it. I don't have to actually go into that. I can just call it an excretion and let it sit. But thanks for letting me explain it.
Sorry that I made you go through it. And since I've broke your concentration, let me go a little bit further and say that, like, I can't help but notice that your left eye is twitching like a mad dog.
Oh, right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you look very angry, like it's like you're about to lash out and like, I don't know, slap me or maybe punch yourself in the face multiple times and get it together.
So it's interesting because I noticed it yesterday.
You feel it? Oh, it was yesterday too?
Yeah, I mean, this happens to me. It's not a twitch that I can feel. Like it doesn't.
You don't feel it?
Nope, not
all
at
right,
all.
just look at me. I'll tell you. Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah, I can't. There's no perception. I can't see it.
It's right there.
You don't have to point it out. I've seen it already.
What can I? I'm not pointing at it. I'm trying to touch it.
Well, you can. No.
Can I feel that if I can feel the twitch from my finger?
No.
See if you can feel it with your finger.
I don't want you to touch my face.
Well, then you touch your face and see if you can feel the twitch lightly. Lightly, right there. Because if it happens to me, I can feel it, and it drives me crazy.
I get that, too. That's not what this is. In fact, yesterday when I looked into the mirror before we shot, I was like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's weird. My eye is twitching, but I can't feel it. It's a different muscle than it usually is.
I think
it's too far away from the eye to feel or something.
You might need potassium.
I have lots of potassium.
Well,
I had a banana this morning.
Well, then what's wrong?
Well, Link, the body is very complex. The human body there's a lot of things going on, and sometimes things like muscle twitches, they call them...
what
do you call it when there's no origin? It's called, there's a medical term for something that is, no one's going to be able to say this.
Like an anomaly?
My father-in-law used to say it all the time. It's a word for when they don't know the source of something and it also doesn't matter.
Idiopathic?
Idiopathic.
Yeah.
It is a twitch of idiopathic origin. At least as far as I know, because I'm an idiot.
That's just a fancy way of saying you don't know why.
Well, I'm going to say that I'm not. Are you concerned for me? Is that what you're saying? Because this has come and gone probably 1,000 times throughout my life, and I'm still here and I'm fine.
I was just expressing concern.
Well, when you get a twitch in your eye, do you think something is wrong?
Yeah, like I don't have enough potassium. Maybe I need a mineral.
I'll have another banana after this, and maybe it'll stop. It stopped yesterday.
You don't want to talk about it.
Well, I'm trying to talk about the thing that we were going to talk about, but I had to explain why I don't like Twitter, and now I have to explain why I don't like the twitch in my eye. I'm gonna have to explain why I don't like Twitch, that platform too.
I think it's making you testy, man. You're worried about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I bet it'll just go away. It's happened to you a lot, and then it just goes away.
That's where I was before. That's where I was before you mentioned it.
I mean, it's a relatively unstructured show. The fact that like every time you look at me, your eye looks like it's about to.
Well, don't look at me.
About to
look at this eye
out of your skull. As a concerned friend, I just wanted to point it out.
Can you look at this eye?
So I'm just not going to. I'm not going to take the L on this one. You know, I'm just. Did you?
No
know
one has to
it?
take an L. I'm saying I saw it, but then you wanted to touch it, which was a little intrusive.
But
you wanted me to touch it.
I asked permission,
and I did touch it. And then I said, I think I'm okay.
Did you feel it?
I didn't feel it.
I think you might not feel like you're okay, and I'm making it worse. Forget I brought it up.
I feel like I'm being gaslit.
Yeah, it's hard to know what that means.
Okay. Well, Would you like me to explain what gaslit means?
No.
See the last 5 minutes of the video. Okay, would you like me to talk about yellow pillows?
Tell me about the yellow pillow.
Okay, so this was both a tweet and a TikTok, and maybe people have stopped talking about it by the time you're listening to this, but most of you probably don't know about it.
What did the tweet say?
The tweet said, basically, finally showed my girlfriend the yellow pillow. Girlfriend is mad at me because I have revealed to her the yellow pillow. Fellas, I'm sure you all know that this thing is magic.
There's no pillowcase on it.
Well, I assume that there is a pillowcase normally.
So I think that's what he did, was like he was taking the pillowcase off and he showed it to his girlfriend. And it's disturbingly stained, is what I would call it. Like stained with, it's like a tartar color.
So
it's a white pillow, but not anymore.
So interesting. So when you see this, you don't immediately I mean, I've never had a pillow this yellow. Let me start there. But you've never had a pillow with any yellow on it?
Not that I've noticed, no. I mean, when I went to like my grandparents' house,
even as a kid,
and looked at that, they had some old ass pillows, and like I would notice that they were very yellowed. It's like a smoker slept on them.
So it's it's a combination of sweat, skin cells, that some people say dust mites,
body oil, face oil,
lots of oil, for sure. So I have a wonderful wife who noticed pretty early on in our marriage that my side of the bed, both the pillow and the sheets, and if we could like brand new sheets after a certain number of months, maybe weeks, you could tell which side I was sleeping on.
Like the Shroud of Turin?
Because, just like the Shroud of Turin, because I am an oily man. I have oily skin. My kids have oily skin, so the same thing happens with them. It's like, it's not sweat. I don't sweat when I sleep. Like I don't have a sweating thing.
Okay.
It's just, you see my face is oily. My whole body is oily. And so and I probably should sleep with a t-shirt, but I don't. It would probably help, but it's just like, I'm like, whatever. So.
It's your bed, do what you want.
I can relate to that part of it, but.
Do you consider it magic?
No, I consider it nasty. And also, I don't understand because it's yellow because of shit that came off of your body and went into it. It doesn't make it better. It makes it worse, like objectively worse.
Maybe he feels like it's seasoned. Like for a pillow to have gotten that yellow, he's had it a while. I think there's a magical quality to it being completely broken in, and he's totally accustomed to it. And so maybe it's an indication of a magic that's not directly related to the oil.
I don't like a pillow that has lost its structure either.
Well, you know me and my pillow, I have like a torture pillow. It's a cylinder torture pillow stuffed with seed husks.
Yeah, you're in a different place with your pillow right now.
But I did buy a cover for it after using it for a while because I realized there's probably some stuff seeping into this.
Well, because of this, there were a number of articles written. Experts were like, it's actually bad for you. It's bad for your respiratory system. Like when your pillow has that much stuff on it, you need to get rid of it, which brought me back to my favorite pillow, the song that we wrote in 2008.
Which has nothing to do with the My Pillow guy.
Definitely not.
Like it preceded him, and it had not. My favorite pillow is just the name of a song.
It was sleepbetter.org.
Yeah. They were selling mattresses and pillows, and they wanted to sponsor a video, and that was back when we said, okay, tell us what you do. They said, well, it's mattresses and pillows, but it's also a website where you can get educated on these things. That's why it was like a .org. So it's like education portal to selling a mattress.
Our whole song, My Favorite Pillow, if you listen to the lyrics, the entire song is about this concept that this excretion is about.
Yeah.
And it is
designed to gross you out enough to buy a new pillow every 6 months.
All the things that are in your pillow, your favorite pillow, well, you need to get a new one because it's actually bad for you. I don't remember all the lyrics, but we did dust mites, we did dust mite poo, we used skin cells.
Yeah.
And I think they did recommend every 6 months, but of course, I mean,
it was kind of a fear campaign.
Pillows.
Let's be real. We were part of a fear campaign. We also got them to ship us a tractor trailer load of their pillows.
600 of them.
And yeah, it came in a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And then we made a pile of them and we jumped off the roof of our studio, backwards and forwards.
600 pillows.
It wasn't the greatest song, but it was the greatest video because it was all in reverse.
Yeah.
But we threw a lot at that.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Yeah.
It was a different time. I wonder if sleepbetter.org is still around.
I bet you they're thriving.
They're
still riding that wave of Rhett Link video.
If they are, they are. Okay, well that you know what? Go there for all your,
Used to be a sponsor.
Used to be a sponsor. We don't have to say not a sponsor.
There you go.
Yeah, so I can relate to it, but I do not let things get to that point.
I love the fact that somebody tweeted a picture of their pillow and then there were like doctors and specialists writing articles in response to it.
It's the internet machine.
It's the world we live in, man.
Well, but
beautiful.
Here's the thing. We could believe the best about these doctors, and I do believe the best about doctors and experts, but really, everyone who's putting any kind of content on the internet is looking for a reason for somebody to click on it. So when somebody makes a big deal about the yellow pillow, it's like, oh, okay, I can jump on this and I can offer my little piece about it. It's still about the clicks, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying the tweeter, the excrementer, or whatever you want to call him, he didn't know that was going to happen.
No.
It's kind of, I think it's a cool phenomenon.
And
hopefully you got a new pillow out of it.
I mean, he's probably catching hell about it. I mean, I talked about how I don't wash my legs every time I take a shower, and I got caught hell for that.
Good. I feel guilty if I skip leg day. That's what I call leg day, when I wash my legs.
Well,
this is the closest I get to leg day.
But is leg day every day?
Leg day is supposed to be every day.
Supposed to be.
But there have been days, I got a new loofah that doesn't hold as much suds, so by the time I get to my legs, I'm out of suds. Because I got a silicone loofah. And jury's still out on whether I like it or not, but I think I do.
Okay.
I got it because I got annoyed with the amount of time it took for me to squeeze all, or as much as I could, the suds out of the loofah when I was done with it. And that was adding time to my shower that was annoying to me. And so I'd been advertised some silicone fancy schmancy loofahs. I was like, I'm gonna try one of those because they can be rinsed quickly.
What about the actual plant loofah? You've never dealt with this?
I don't feel like it's a great performer.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very scratchy. And it's not that permeable. So it doesn't actually have a lot of suds. But thanks for asking. I've definitely thought about all of this. Let's get to another one. Should we talk about my fanny pack? I mean, I know I've rubbed you the wrong way. This is a chance for you to let me have it.
You talking about your fanny pack is really going to make me, it's really going to help.
Right. You've had enough of me today?
No, I'm happy about your fanny pack. Here's the thing. Your wife has confided in my wife about how often you lose things, right? There was a point of concern.
Yeah. I have geotags on a lot of my most important things now.
And so I think given the fact...
And I wouldn't say that I lose them, I would say I misplace them because I always find them. and it was where I had placed it, and I had just forgotten that I had placed it there. And I think that's what she's really concerned about.
And it's not
just,
that
I lose things,
it's not just,
I forget where I placed it.
It's not just misplacing, but it isn't uncommon for us to arrive at a place where an ID is required and you don't have your wallet.
Yeah.
That happens 40% of the time that we show up a place where an ID is required.
There you go. I don't like carrying my wallet in my pants pocket because when I sit down, then I have to move it to the front pocket. Then when I stand up, I have to move it to the back pocket because I don't like how it looks in the front pocket. And yes, it's the low profile, thin wallet, but it's still more than a wallet I have on the other ass cheek. So they're not level. And it bothers me. So you know what I do? I don't carry my wallet. I leave it in my car.
Who needs it?
I leave it in my car a lot of times.
That's smart.
And I didn't say it was smart. I just say I did it. And I'm not saying any of this is smart. I'm just saying it's
But
honest.
given the situation that we find ourselves in.
Losing my keys.
But also, you need more things than the average man that I have associated with in my life.
I'm in touch with what I like to have with me.
Okay.
And I'm a self-pres. I like to have things that optimize my experience and without it having a negative impact on anybody else.
Right.
So that is one of my questions is like, is the fact that I'm in a test period with what I'm gonna unabashedly call a fanny pack. Here it is right here. It's got a llama on it. It's not a sponsor, but I was for a trip coming up, I was looking for some bags, and boy, why? I finally started to get like my mother-in-law has an obsession with purses, and I started to feel a connection to her when I started looking at all these bags on the internet. There's bags of all sizes that drape in all types of places all over your body that hold all types of things, and they're super specialized and awesome, and there's stories to go along with it. And so here I am in this world of bags, putting bags and bags and all types of bags in my cart.
Well, so what do you have in this bag?
Well, I will say that I bought another fanny pack that became the dog walking fanny pack. It's got room for all the dog walking stuff, and it's all there. And I strap on the fanny pack, and it's got the treats, and it's got the poop bag, and it's got a water bottle holder that I use to actually hold the full poop bags, of which I had 3 this morning. Give me a freaking break. But this is my daily life Link's self-preservation bag.
Okay, so let's open it up.
If you pull this right here,
a parachute comes out.
It turns into one of those rafts that goes into the ocean that has a rooftop on it.
Literal preservation.
And I can stay in it for like a couple weeks. There's a number of, first of all, there's the obvious. I've got my wallet here, and next to my wallet, lip balm.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been somewhere and I've just needed lip balm and I haven't had it. Of course, I have my keys they're on a thing that they can never fall out.
Okay.
And then I have my headphones, my AirPods here.
Okay.
Right down there. I have a geo tracker.
Mm-hmm.
When I lose all of this, inevitably, it's tracked. I also have one of those on the keys. I also have one of those in the wallet. So now if any of it falls out, I can track it independently. I've got some almonds.
Might need some nuts.
And in here, let's see, where should I go next? There's so many openings. That's part of the fun of this thing. Sunglasses. Like these right here, it's always nice to have a pair of sunglasses that I can also read with. These are reading / sunglasses. I can't drive with them because they make me sick.
Okay.
But I've got those in here. I mean, I can't tell you how many times you might need that. Sometimes, usually I'll have my phone in this part of it. I'm experimenting with even keeping my phone in here.
How do you know if the phone's ringing?
My phone doesn't ring. If it rings, I don't answer it. That's not what I do with my phone.
Okay, so is why you never answer the phone or texts?
I'll text sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's usually on Do Not Disturb. I know you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I added you to the exception to Do Not Disturb so that I wouldn't annoy you anymore by not being trying to be undisturbed. I let you break through every time, and you woke me up from a couple of naps, so I put you back on the do not call list.
There's a 74.
There's nobody.
There's a 74% chance that if I text him during the weekend, he will be napping.
I know I'm not easy to live with, but it's all about boundaries. It's where I stop and you start. You know?
Okay.
Here's my backup pair.
Yeah, I will not start carrying a fanny pack, just in case you're wondering.
A backup pair of headphones.
Even if you stop, I will start.
I really don't need these in there. They're in there because it makes me feel more secure. If I'm on a plane, you got to have headphones that plug in. Very important. I have medication. This is herpes breakout medication.
Just in case.
If I feel like, if I can feel one coming on, I break out one of these pills, and they're beautiful pills. These are some of the most beautiful drugs I've ever taken.
Looks like Legos.
I mean, look at that. Those are, can you see it? Herpes pills are the most beautiful drug I've ever taken.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They're like a deep blue, almost look like a vitamin.
But it looks fake. They look fake.
They look fake,
Yeah.
and they're so huge.
It might just be plastic and you just shit them right out.
Yeah,
Unaltered.
Oh, I take 2 of them at a time too. I only need those like once a quarter.
So interesting that they're in the fanny pack. But keep going.
Oh,
I'm building a list of questions.
The moment that you sense that you have a cold sore breakout is the moment you need to take this, and you can't be like, oh, it's at home. Well, I got to get home now. I'm actually going to start carrying caffeine pills in here too.
Great.
That way I'm not going to insist on, hey guys, I know we're doing something else, but can we stop what we're doing and so I can go get a coffee? Like, I don't want to be that guy, so caffeine pills.
Okay.
I have this spray bottle to clean my glasses and a couple of these glasses ready cleaners. And, I went out with my friends the other night. It was the first time I took this thing out in public. And to stave off the potential ridicule and puzzlement, I offered to clean everyone's sunglasses in the Uber.
Oh, that was sweet of you.
And you know what? I was the hero. Here's some pain reliever. Here's a USB. Here is another thing of lip balm, which is
Just
the
in
classic.
case.
The classic.
It seems a bit bottomless, to be honest with you.
One Band-Aid. You don't
never
need to
know.
care. You don't need more than one at a time. And then, of course, back here, I've got a couple of pictures of my family.
Yep, great.
And then I have a stack of fluorescent Post-it notes and
Okay, well,
a pen.
because
And
you can't take notes on your phone, of course.
And then, or maybe if I need to leave a note, like,
If you-
sorry, I dinged your car.
Yep, well, you're very prepared.
And a highlighter. And there you have it. And you know what? And I don't wear it. I don't wear it like a fanny pack. I wear it as a sling pack. I think that's what I've felt comfortable doing. Is just wearing it over my shoulder. This is acceptable. Look, I'm just a guy walking around.
Just a guy.
I'm just a guy walking around with a pack.
Just a guy with a pack.
Maybe I'm a photographer. Maybe there's a camera in here.
Okay, I have just a few observations. I'm not going to take any cheap shots. Okay, just one thing, just so that you should be prepared. I'm not going to make fun of you for this, but I do want you to know that if you ever have a spontaneous rap battle breakout and you're on one side of it, this will be the focus of your takedowns.
Yeah.
Everything the person raps about will
Right.
be related to your fanny pack. just so you understand that. And the crowd will go wild every time the guy comes back to fanny pack.
Right.
It's too easy.
You think he might use the term man purse?
It's too easy of a target. And
Right.
I'm not gonna stoop to that level. I wouldn't do that.
Thank you. It also has these cinch things on the side that like, I can it's expandable, but also it's contractible.
Yeah, I mean, because you might need even more things in there.
Right.
Questions, legitimate questions.
Sure, yeah. I'm an open book.
So essentially, if you're committing to wearing a bag at all times, okay, which is again, approximately half of the population already does this, right? Probably, right?
Right. But a lot of guys are starting to carry
And a lot of women don't.
little bags.
Stevie doesn't carry a purse, never has. Never seen her with a bag of any kind.
Okay.
But people who carry bags at all times they can't carry one bag all the time. You have to have multiple bags because it has to complement what you're wearing.
Oh no.
Does it not?
Well, yeah. I kind of thought that, it's khaki. I thought it was pretty versatile.
I'm not saying it's not versatile.
The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm start transferring everything from my bag to another bag, depending on what it needs to match.
So, okay, but I think that maybe, and this is something that the difference between a self-pres person and a non-self.
I thought about getting a totally black one.
The difference between a self-pres person and a non-self-pres person, I think lip balm is actually a microcosm by which you can map a lot of things. Are there times when I could use lip balm?
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course. I have lips.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that my lips are substantially different than your lips,
Well,
right?
I think they are.
Well, I think that my guess is
Yours on a herpes factory.
Okay, right. But let's take the herpes out. Let's throw the blue pill out for a second.
Well, the lip balm is like a preventative measure. I'm not trying to make a sob story here, but like.
Okay, so that's why you use lip balm.
I also really like it.
But what I'm saying is that self-pres, like lip balm is a common thing that self-pres people have because there's probably a not insignificant percentage of the time in which I could use lip balm. Like if you look at my lips and you're like, you could like, if I'm getting, if Anna is doing makeup for us for something, we don't do makeup for GMM. We don't have somebody who does it for us, but we used to. And like when we shoot things that are different, like, and we have somebody, they always offer lip balm. Sometimes I say, okay, but then sometimes I'm like, no, because I do, at least maybe I'm wrong about this, but my perception of lip balm is that once you start using lip balm, you kind of need to keep using lip balm because your lips are kind of expecting the balm, right?
Maybe.
Whether I'm right or wrong, that's my operating philosophy. So if you take lip balm and you map it onto, I might need this and therefore I should have it, that's self-pres, and so you end up with a fanny pack. And then the other half of the population is like, I might need it, but I probably won't, so I'd rather not have it, and I'd rather just have the things that I need, which is my wallet, which has ID, credit cards, and my phone. I don't carry keys because my car doesn't require a key.
What about house key?
Okay, so there's a number of things that you have in your bag that I keep in my backpack, which I have with me basically anytime I go out to work or I travel.
Yeah.
Right?
I did take this on a date.
So that was my next question is like, okay, so you've got the question of,
I did ask first. I was like, it was a casual date. If I was really dressed up, we were going somewhere nice, I would not have done this.
But so that was my next question is like, the average woman who gets dressed up and has a purse with her, that purse is a fashion statement. Sometimes the biggest fashion statement that she's making.
Yeah.
At a formal event, right?
Right. And
so I'm assuming that you're not gonna carry bags to formal events or like when you get dressed up and you go, but
maybe though, because.
But are you opening the door to that?
I think I must be because in those situations, I'm still like, Christy, can you put my sunglasses in your bag and this lip balm? And can you carry the keys. And by that point, it's like, well, she can't fit anything in her bag. She's just carrying a bag for me.
And at that point but I think the thing that for me is like, I just don't want to have to think about a bag. In those scenarios, I'd rather not be responsible for a bag. Because if you lose that bag, you lose everything.
Yeah, that's a scary thing.
Have you thought about that? I'm not saying you shouldn't do this. I'm just saying.
Yeah, am I gonna lose the whole bag?
These are the reasons that the first reason I'll never get to the point is because I honestly don't find myself needing anything besides these two things and the things that I have in my bag. When I travel, I've got the same exact 2 pairs of headphones that you have. I've got Advil in case I get a headache.
Yeah.
I got all that stuff.
I don't think I need, there's a lot
bag.
of stuff that I didn't need. I could have gotten a smaller bag. But since the bag was so big, I cleaned out my laptop bag and I put everything in it. That's why there's like Post-it notes in here.
This also is it's also coinciding
just
with
filling the space I have.
It's coinciding with another thing that you've been pushing for, which is complete dismissal of the laptop.
Yes. That's my goal, is to never open a laptop.
So this is why you don't answer or send emails.
Well, I'm just not good at it. It's not my strength. So I'm like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, I cannot stand
But they're much harder to send on a phone.
Writing communications.
I don't
like,
I don't text.
I'm over it.
But here's the thing. Text and Slack and email. I do all 3 of those primarily on my laptop. So
yeah.
Because I don't like thumbing it, man. There's too many typos.
I think I might be going audio only.
There's a lot of people who do that.
People are doing that. We have a friend who only sends audio messages. A couple actually. And I'm like, maybe this is my future. I'm an audio message guy,
I get worried about the crafting of the message. Oh, I want to say that a little bit differently.
Yeah, I haven't started to do it yet. I'm quite the verbal processor.
So
I would probably be doing a couple and then only sending the last one.
So the lack of need to begin with, but then the 2 things for me is like having to worry about a bag from a fashion standpoint and also I've got a bag with me now. Those 2 things
this works with all my
me
casual stuff. Yeah, it's an experiment at this point, but I've decided to fully commit to it, and then we'll see where it goes.
I would say that it's beneficial to have a friend who has a bag. Mm-hmm. So I would my only request is that I might have some things I need you to put in the bag.
Yeah, I might have to get rid of some Post-it notes.
Well, it's expandable. I mean, you already made the point. It's expandable.
Yeah, I had a full water bottle in it yesterday too. So sure.
But again, I'm not gonna make fun of you, but I will let you know that a street freestyle rapper would crucify you for that. Just don't. I wouldn't get into any rap battles. If you sense a rap battle coming on, toss the fanny pack as far away from you as possible.
Yeah.
At that point, it doesn't matter who ends up with it, where your stuff is. You don't want to get completely burned in a rap battle.
Yeah. I'm probably then taking my shirt off too. Just to
I wouldn't do that.
Add a little whimsy to it. Okay, how far is this guy gonna go?
I don't want to give.
Put them on their heels.
Don't give them more material.
I will say for people watching this who could see your bag, there's going to be comments of people saying that it's a crossbody bag.
It's a crossbody bag.
Yeah,
because I'm holding it crossbody.
But it can be fanny.
And there's quite a few rappers who embrace crossbody bags.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky. I've seen him,
but not freestyles. Not freestyle rappers.
Well,
no, she's right.
You don't think
Let her
ASAP
finish.
is a freestyle rapper?
Let her finish.
I think he's done some freestyles.
Right. But in a freestyle rap, he would drop the bag. I'm just telling you.
Right. You don't want to fumble the bag.
They also wear chains, which
those are good to have. You might need to add a chain.
I'm really
that might completely offset it.
But thank you, Jenna.
Speaking of famous rappers,
anything that anything else to, it's the future. I think it could be the future for all people.
Yeah,
to have a bag.
Is it nice to have a bag with everything you need?
Why is it that only women can have bags?
Well,
societally speaking, like
because women didn't have pockets for so long because women couldn't have possessions. So women's clothing never had
dresses
pockets.
Don't have
because
pockets.
we weren't allowed to have possessions, and then purses came in because you can't give women pockets because then what are they gonna do?
It'll mess up the silhouette.
Fun. No, we love pockets. It's just too many men make garments.
But I hate pockets.
See, and if you hate pockets, then perfect.
Pockets are for hands when hands are cold. And if you have like utility pants, I do have pants with lots of pockets.
You do.
But then I don't like to put things in them. Because then when they're like, I get like leg flap and I don't know.
Leg flap.
This is so much better. So, okay, point taken, pocketbooks as I call them. I don't know why I call them.
Well, you think, think about someone in a dress.
Pocketbooks
No place to put anything. You gotta have a bag.
You might have got there for...
Our fingers have evolved to be able to carry much more than we possibly could in one hand.
And I will say also... Traditionally, women are, more often than not, and traditionally women are wearing makeup, men are not. And so you've got some makeup for touch-ups and stuff. You've got feminine products a lot of times. There's more things traditionally that you would need to have with you, and then you don't have pockets.
Taser, yeah, whole gamut of things. Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes sense. I'm not against a man purse, and I have considered a man purse as my laptop bag, but
like a shoulder bag?
Yeah, but my thinking is everything that you have in your fanny pack, I have in my laptop bag, and I'm actually leaning into laptop right now. I'm doing much less phone and more laptop.
See, the thing for me is like that scramble to grab everything and make sure you have it all. I don't have that problem anymore. I just grab the one thing and I know that everything's in it because everything's always in it. And now I always have my wallet with me. I always have everything that I should have had with me, but I didn't because I didn't take the time. Like, okay, the keys go in the front pocket, the wallet goes in the back pocket, phone goes in the other pocket. Maybe I'll throw in the lip balm in the pocket, and then where are my Post-it notes going to go? It's like I've knocked 5, sometimes 15 minutes if I have to start searching for something.
Something that's not been lost.
Off every morning. Yeah, it's all there. Pick it up, go. It's a go bag.
The big question is going to be the ID, because if you've got your wallet in there, because you're probably not going to take that to. Usually, the place where you don't have your ID is when we go to some sort of event where we're dressed up in like a fancy way.
Yeah, I know. I'll figure it out.
So that's the only question. Just because that always ends up happening.
The ID should be on the phone. I mean, it really should. It just should be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just like your credit cards are now in your phone.
You could
your ID, your real ID should be in your phone.
But you could also just get one of those cases that just has a slip for your ID.
Yeah, but
not like all your credit cards. Just
where's the lip balm gonna go?
On the side in a holster. Maybe you could do everything that you've got going on there just on a phone with holsters.
Passport. I bought this for travel, and then I backed into everyday use. So we'll see how it goes.
I'll give you a much shorter fashion update as I continue to experiment. My experimentation is loafers at this point. So I'm not doing fanny pack, but I am doing loafers, and
I can't do that. So there you go. That's where
you can do it though.
And I start.
You can do it if you want. Why don't you think you can?
I already told you.
You're not going to do it because I did it?
No.
But you just don't think you can do it?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
It won't work for me.
Because if I decide to get a fanny pack, what I'm saying is, if I get a fanny pack.
Everyone will.
Like, I don't think, you haven't boxed me out of fanny packs.
I don't think so.
Because 2 men with 2 fanny packs could be an unstoppable force. In fact, if a rap battle started.
If you're coming to my side, come on over.
Here's the thing.
You could keep your loafers in the pack.
Well, I'm going to tell you about something that goes in loafers that I could keep in there. If a rap battle starts and the 2 of us are on one side of the rap battle, we both keep the fanny packs because we have power in numbers and we can use, every time that pair that's rapping against us, tries to do a fanny pack line, we use it against them. It's harder to do by yourself, is all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
So, as you know, the loafers that I got the first time had that mock toe. I wanted to get another pair that had more of a traditional profile.
Okay. You've done it.
So I got these, and I wore these for a couple of days to break them in. I enjoyed them quite thoroughly. I did notice, because they did not have the mock toe, that they were not as comfortable as the other ones.
Tell me what a mock toe is again?
I've heard that called, it's short for moccasin.
Oh.
You know, where it's like basically like and I may be using it wrong, but it's basically like when there's a wall that goes straight up, and then there's a knit that goes around.
I got you.
Around, and it gives more room for the toes,
vertical
less likely to scrape and stuff. But the thing about this one is that it had this insole, this leather insole, and I was like,
it's basically a loafer, but it's a boot. Looks like the start of a boot.
It's the start of a boot. It could have continued to become a boot, and this is more traditional. This is a more traditional loafer. So, as I wore them, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm sweating a bit more in these. Okay. So then I did a little research. It turns out the thing that we overlooked in between no socks and baby socks was just an insole that's basically a sock material.
What?
So, not a sponsor. Dr. Scholl's makes this terry cloth thing that you just stick down in there, because 90% of the sweat that might happen on your foot is coming from the bottom of your foot.
So then you take that out and launder it?
No, it's just it's odor resistant.
Did that do the trick?
Yeah, no issue at all. So you can do this as well. So I
terry cloth insert.
And there's other
like
ones. This is just
rag?
the first one that I found on Amazon, and I just took the insole that's built in out and held the thing up and just cut it to match exactly, then put both of them back in there, and I'm having no problem.
You're like a damn cobbler.
So I'm kind of a bit of a loafer expert at this point.
Yeah, talking about the mock toe and the.
And I gotta say, I'm really
cobbler.
The thing that I'm really enjoying about these, speaking of silhouettes, is I like the way that you got something going on. If you start looking at somebody from head to toe and you see what they've got on, and then it ends with a loafer, it sends it in a slightly different direction.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When you land on tennis shoes, it sends it in another direction.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a tennis shoe guy.
You could be having like a marina meeting.
I do feel like at any moment I could like clap my hands one time and then say something that sounds important, even if it wasn't. Where
I wouldn't go
that
far.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you could do that in tennis shoes.
I think you might be able to look out and see a boat floating on the water, but it's not your boat.
They're not boat shoes. That's a different thing.
Again, you're not on the boat.
I'm not a boat shoe guy yet, okay?
Yeah,
These are loafers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I need to call an impromptu meeting with one clap, I think I now have the ability to do that. Tennis shoes, you got to do 3 claps. And then you sound like you're just clapping and applauding something.
I just don't, I'm going to advise you against clapping to get your way.
I've never done it.
Yeah,
I'm just
don't
saying
start.
that now that I've got loafers, I've been considering it.
Don't.
Well,
don't clap to get your way.
But I feel like now us as a pair, you've got the fanny pack.
Clap to encourage.
So I don't know if the fanny pack has increased your,
clap and get my way?
Yeah, I don't know if it's increased or decreased, but I think I've balanced it out a little bit with my loafers. Whatever you've changed in the dynamic, in the way that we present as a duo, I think that your fanny pack is to my loafers, and we basically have sort of returned to a nice,
your marina
equanimity.
I think I'm a little, this is kind of granola. This is either forest or urban. I don't know. You gotta have your stuff with you.
We've got it covered from the mountains to the ocean and beyond.
Thanks for the voicemails. It's really helpful, getting your feedback. So you know what? I welcome it. 1-888-EARPOD-1.
I have a wreck. It is a musical wreck.
I love musical wrecks.
I am going to ask you to listen to a song called Honey Body, all one word.
Sounds good.
Not in celebration of our cereal, but in celebration of the artist Kishibashi, who I've been a fan of his for a while. He's, I would call him, I think people call him like psychedelic pop or indie pop. He's a multi-instrumentalist, just musical genius who does all kinds of different music. But Honey Body is like, if you just need to put yourself in a good mood right now and you don't know how to get into it and you just need a song to put you in a good mood.
That's important.
Play Honey Body by Kishibashi.
All right, I've added it. Well, I'm about to, here we go. I just added it. Talk at you next week. Bye.
Hey, Rhett Link. This is Sleepy Dave. You said to leave a gentle voicemail at the end of episode 400, so I just thought I'd call in and.
No, try to leave a voicemail. Let me here. Mommy, turn on the picture.
To watch more Ear Biscuits, click on the playlist on the right.
To watch the previous episode of Ear Biscuits, click on the playlist to the left.
And don't forget to click on the circular icon to subscribe.
If you prefer to listen to this podcast, it's available on all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks for being your mythical best.